Richard Holmes-Williams, well, he had a fantastic start to the season, 3 wins in 3 races at Landau. Can he do it again at Clay Pigeon? He will start on pole position, but the number 16, Ryan Grant, lines up next to him, and it will be a challenge to see just who will take a victory. It was a very shaken grid at times, and with the red lights just about to come on, can Richard Holmes-Williams win 4? Or will Ryan Grant deny him on the first race here at Clay Pigeon? They get underway now. Richard Holmes-Williams makes a clean getaway into the lead, but side by side for Ryan Grant, and does go out the inside. They're going to try and keep it, but Richard Holmes-Williams has the momentum, uses side by side. They almost make contact going through the S's for the first time. That was very, very edgy stuff, but Richard Holmes-Williams just manages to avoid chaos and keeps the lead for the first time out of 10.
Is that the warning? They all did not want to see that. Richard Holmes-Williams in the lead. That's a bit of a problem. Marco Pandolfo, we shouted about him in qualifying, has kept his place. He's in 7th, well, he's dropped 2 places actually. Ignore me. He's down into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place. So Marco Pandolfo is in 6th place. Richard Holmes-Williams is in 2nd as through comes the 16 of Ryan Grant. He's made his way through and already has split the group here. He's starting to pull away just a little bit. What will we have from Richard Holmes-Williams as our telly says, do you want to shut down? No.
Well, Brandon Payne is making some very good progress side by side for 4th place, and now almost 3rd place and 4th place. It's very, very tight throughout the order of the race. So through turn number 5 for the second time out of 10, Richard Holmes-Williams uses a much, much wider line, but that's not really helped. If anything, that's cost him a couple of tenths on the exit of the left-hander.
Richard Holmes-Williams seems to be able to take the speed right through the corner and right out of the corner. Look at him tucked in as he drives down the straight now, looking for any piece of momentum he can pick up through there. It's a really big gaggle this. It goes right the way back to 7th place, and that honour is Marco Pandolfo. Behind that is Matt Birkin, and he's no mug either. He's right at the sharp end earlier on in this year at Landau, but Marco Pandolfo looking on the inside of Mark Payne, the orange leathered Mark Payne not quite making it through, but under pressure Ryan Grant, the fastest lap setter on the last lap.
Richard Holmes-Williams goes for a very tight line through turn number 5. It almost works for him. They were almost on top of each other, but then all of a sudden the grip just isn't quite there with what we would describe as the Matt Jackson line at Silverstone, just taking as tight a line as she possibly can. Richard Holmes-Williams squats down, trying to be as aerodynamic as possible on quite a small machine, but he can't quite break away from that battle with Will Harrath, Brandon Payne and Rob Petit, who incidentally set the fastest lap on that last one of a 43.776. The top sort of 5 separated by just under 9/10 of a second, so very close already. Through turn number 4, the right-hander, and again Ryan Grant goes quite deep, uses a lot of the curb on the left-hand side, but already Richard Holmes-Williams sifts his way through the inside to retake 2nd place through all the chaos. Almost took the lead.
Contact there, that was down in 6th place. I think it was Mark Payne, just clattered the back of someone. Almost went off circuit, we can't identify who he hit. But out front, Ryan Grant, this lap is going to be, I think, a slow one because they all started tripping up over each other, as I should hope over myself. It's Ryan Grant from Richard Holmes-Williams, then in 3rd, Will Howarth. Now, Will Howarth, he's quick as well, and in fact, he's building and building. He might even be able to go down the inside, not this time.
Not quite this time. Richard Holmes-Williams, a slingshot of a run out of the left-handed portion of the chicane for the latest return through there. We're nearly half distance already in this race, but Richard Holmes-Williams, the 1-2-6, really doesn't seem to be, he's in the rhythm and he is there or thereabouts within the race, but it's sometimes he manages to get a really good exit like Friesen says right now as they go side by side from the final corner over the line. But then Ryan Grant's much superior straight line speed benefits him very significantly, but can rotate it on the apex. It was side by side between Marco Pandolfo and Matt Birkin at the line. Marco Pandolfo just dropping back a little bit though, side by side once again through the S's, but they are really enjoying a battle as Matt on the last lap took a position. As we come up to the yellow flags at turn number 5, there's a rider just trying to get the bike restarted on the exit of turn number 5, so that takes that corner out of the action just for a moment. Side by side though for Will Howarth through the penultimate corner, side by side again around the left-hand side, and does take second away from Richard Holmes-Williams, who now has got a bit of work to do. But if they work together, they could probably go for the lead.
Probably could, but it's all about whether they want to work together, because it's not a team sport in this level. It's all about winning, and Will Howarth wants to win. He just set the fastest lap. He's half a second down on Ryan Grant. He looks like he's got a good run though up to turn 4. Will he make a move? Has a look, just doesn't quite get through. It's getting so close now, but these three have pulled away. It really is this trio out front now of Ryan Grant and Will Howarth and Richard Holmes-Williams. Who is it going to be out of these three? Richard Holmes-Williams, if you keep looking at him, if you're watching trackside, you'll be able to see he takes really wide sweeping lines in, and it really works for him down the straight. He's still in the hunt.
Well, Ryan Grant had a very, very poor exit on the final corner. Went very, very wide on the left-hand side. Almost couldn't quite get it turned in. Did manage it and was fine. The gap, 0.3 of a second. Will Howarth, though, with the fastest lap just a couple of laps ago, 43.557. Going to go for a very late move on the right-hand side. Almost gets the position, but Ryan Grant, again, it's a sort of coast and brake. It's lifting just off the little bit around the outside again. An attempt from Will Howarth, who just likes that outside line. Maybe he just can't quite feel the grip on one portion of the circuit, but can feel it offline, which sometimes, if you pull the pressure down a little bit, can be found quite easily. But with just 2 laps left to go, Ryan Grant is in real danger of losing the lead.
He is, but I think Richard Holmes-Williams is in danger of losing touch with both of them out front. Ryan Grant and Will Howarth pulling away from Richard Holmes-Williams. I can't believe it, but Richard Holmes-Williams may well be just struggling for pace after a dominant victory at Landau. He doesn't look like he can put himself in a position with just about 1 and a bit laps to go to win this race. I mean, he's got to get past 2 riders as well as catch them. Down to turn 5. Race leader Ryan Grant still in, down has gone. Will Howarth has blown it. He drops it on the entrance to turn 5. Trail breaking in, and that may have just given a chance to Ryan Grant, although I said Richard Holmes-Williams was out of it. He's right back in it as they come down the straight. Will Howarth up and okay, I should add. The 1-2-6 then of Richard Holmes-Williams enters this last lap in second place with half a chance. Will he be able to take on Ryan Grant? They're through the S's. There's not many places left after that. This is going down to the wire.
And Rob Petit for 4th place now, trying to go for 3rd. They're side by side up towards turn number 4. Had a bit of a look up the inside. It's a shame for Will Howarth, who just couldn't quite get the front end stop, but Ryan Grant goes quite deep through turn 5. Has to defend now, using the right hand side as they go up towards 2 corners left to go, 1 corner left to go. Richard Holmes-Williams is going to have to get a great run. He's in the toe, he's going to look quite left. He can't quite get the overlap though, and it is going to be Ryan Grant, the winner of the first race for the senior Minimotos this weekend, ahead of Richard Holmes-Williams, with Brandon Payne taking the final spot on the podium. Rob Petit gave a fantastic go ahead of Matt Birkin and Mark Payne. Marco Pandolfo has taken 7th place ahead of Paul Nicholls. Will Howarth, what a shame for the 96, who could have taken the win. Unfortunately, the front end just breaking away ahead of Simon Huntingford, Nick Bennett, Chris Yeomans and Ross Michael. 13 entries, unlucky for some, but a fantastic race here at Clay Pigeon.